So today I also prepare Microservice interview question. It's also is part one. Now let's quickly get into microservice. So what's microservice? Microservice architecture is architectural style that structure application as a collection of services that they are loosely coupled and independently deployable, highly maintainable, and testable. So because Microsoft provides so many design pattern like circuit breaker design pattern and also like API gateway. I couldn't remember all the name. Also, I didn't use all the name, but I just used some circuit breaker design pattern and the API gateway in my project. Now, what is the benefit and the drawback of microservice? The benefit is architecture enable each service to be deployed independently by a team that is focused on that service. The microservice architecture pattern enable each microservice to be deployed independently and also enable each service to be scaled independently. Because each service have their own functionality, like if you have payment service, just do one payment. Like you need to provide the debit card or credit card or some PayPal party a bank you also can provide. Now drawback have the due to the complexity of the architecture, testing and monitoring are more difficult and also increase maintenance cost because here not only one service in multiple service. So also organizational complexity and overhead. So you can see that here's the drawback. You don't need to understand all the name, but if you are interested, you can understand. When you more understand the microservice, you can summarize your experience. And then what's cascading failures? How to prevent this failure? So cascading failure is a situation in distributed system where a single failure trigger a series of subsequent failures. For example, you had two services. Service A depending on I use the long rule here. It should be service A communicate with the service B, or I would say in the service A try to make a request to service B, but service B is down. So what happened there? Service A cannot get any response, right? Because service B goes down. So here, how to prevent this situation? We can use the circuit breaker design pattern. I will later talk about this one. So you should know we can use the circuit breaker design pattern to handle this, because circuit breaker design pattern can prevent the repeated request to the service which is down. And now, how do you document your endpoint? And what is the purpose of Saga? And then while documenting, how do you maintain the version in Swagger? Uh, First one, my project using Swagger 2. Yeah, can document your endpoint. It's kind of you are just logging the one. You can see the API. You also need to provide some information, and then you will go to particular page. So just provide the REST. You need to choose which REST API you want to enter, just something like that. And the second question is, what's the purpose of Swagger? It's the main purpose is provide a simple way to design and document and interact with API. So how do you maintain this version in Swagger? So sometimes we need to maintain the version, right? Here we need to, in the configuration class, inside the configuration class, we need to create a bin annotation to maintain the version. And the second way, we also can use REST the part. So REST API, we have URL, right? So we can provide a V1, V2, V3, this kind of thing to maintain the version. V1 is the initial version. When two V2, sorry, V2 is you maybe you add some feature inside the project. So now you have update the URL to the V2 or V something. Everything depends on the company. Now, how do you monitor your application? So actually, I using the Spring Actuator. So I will talk about this one in detail in Spring Boot interview question. So Spring Actuator can monitor the application. Also provide many features. So I will not talk about here because Microservices interview question. And then we also can use the ELK is used for monitor application by indexing and analyzing logs, metrics, and other data generated by your application. What is the gateway? Oh, sorry, here should be API gateway. And is it necessary? API gateway is network device that provide an entry point into a larger network or system. It acts as a bridge between different networks, allowing them to communicate and share resource. So here also provide many features, rate limiting or security. In my project, I use the security. We know we need to authenticate user and also write the user. And then we also caching because sometimes customer can make repeated request, right? So if they will create heavy, the load will be heavy if one consumer make a repeated request. So here you can use the caching to store the same response. So when customer make a request and we can directly get a response from the cache. We don't need to access database to get a response. So which way can save much time. Now also have other features routing, just a routing required to particular service. How many environment can your application have? Development environment. So just we need to divide designing and programming, debugging, and then we need to developing the feature of the project, right? The testing, do some testing work. So we have testing group. And also have production environment. We also have production team to do some deployment, right? You can go through this. And then how to debug your microservice. Well, you know now microservice is a set of service, right? So then not only one service, then multiple service layer, maybe 100 service layer. So each service needs to communicate with each other. And now maybe sometime maybe one service goes down. So we need to know which service goes down. So here we can use the tracing and the monitoring tool to gather metrics about microservice performance. And then we're also using a profiling tool to identify what resource and what application take much time. Yeah, you can see in the profiling tool like which Java mission control and the virtual VM. Well, so many tools now only needs two. So now, so what should be step to handle with Microsoft performance issue? So maybe sometime we will get some feedback from customer. I make a request, but I couldn't get immediate response. So in here, let's go back previous question. We need to find out where is the issue, right? So we can use these two steps to find out where is the issue, and then here I provide a file solution. So actually here we also can use the deep key and the slash, because slash can generate a trace ID and span ID, and then we can copy the trace ID, put it in a deep key, because deep key is virtualization tool which can display the request flow, and you can see how much time each service is taking. So if the particular service is taking too much time, okay, you know the issue should be happening in this particular service. So, but now only one way, so many way can find out. And now here's a solution we can handle it. So first one, we can use the database query optimization. So index can retrace recur quickly and more efficient. And also can limit the number of column return. If you are using a NoSQL database, because NoSQL database can support the horizontal scaling, also can support the partition and the sharding. These two stuff also can improve the performance, but it's really deep. So I will not talk about these two things. Now, second step, we also can use the caching, can store frequent X data in cache. This way can reduce time to access database. The survey code review and the configuration pagellation. Pagellation provides sequence of the page to let user decide which page to load, which also can reduce loading time. So code review can identify bug, large issue, over we also need to review overall structure. And then we have the external service dependencies or scaling and the resource allocation. So we can consider scaling up. We call scaling up is horizontal scaling because Microservices provide the horizontal scaling. So also have load balancer. We can consider use.